Daily Cybersecurity Threat Briefing, January 22, 2025. Welcome to your daily cybersecurity threat briefing for January 22, 2025. Here's the latest on malware, vulnerabilities, and scams impacting the digital landscape. China-linked Plush Demon compromises VPN provider. A covert supply chain attack by the Plush Demon apt group has compromised a South Korean VPN provider, embedding the Slow Stepper backdoor into its installer. Key details: active since 2019, targeting multiple nations. Leverages hijacked app updates and server vulnerabilities. Employs a toolkit with over 30 components for espionage. Advice: verify the integrity of software installers and restrict server access. Murdoch botnet infects IoT devices across Asia and Latin America. A Mirai variant botnet, Murdoch, exploits flaws in AVTECHIP cameras and Huawei routers, infecting over 1,370 devices. Impact: vulnerabilities, CVE 2017172215 and CVE 20247029. Targets IoT architectures to launch DDoS attacks. Affected regions include Malaysia, Mexico, and Thailand. Advice: update IoT firmware and disable unnecessary services to reduce exposure. Oracle patches 318 vulnerabilities in January update. Oracle's critical patch update fixes 318 vulnerabilities across products, including JD Edwards and communications routers. Highlighted flaw: CVE 2025215556. High-severity RCE vulnerability in Agile Product Lifecycle Management Framework. Advice: apply the latest patches immediately to prevent exploitation. Top malware reports for January 23, 2025. Slow Stepper backdoor via Plush Demon. Embedded in a compromised VPN installer, targeting multiple nations. Action: audit software supply chains and monitor unusual installer behavior. Murdoch botnet campaign exploits IoT device vulnerabilities for DDoS attacks. Mitigation: update firmware and restrict device access. Office 365 exploited for ransomware delivery. Threat clusters STAC5143 and STAC5777 use email bombing and Teams phishing to deploy ransomware. Advice: educate users and enforce email and collaboration tool security policies. Top vulnerabilities reported today. Oracle January patch fixes 318 flaws across products, including a high-severity RCE vulnerability. Action: apply patches, especially for JD Edwards and Agile Framework products. 7-zip vulnerability, CVE 20250411. Exploits allow MOTW bypass to execute malicious code. Fix: update to 7-zip version 24.09. Exploited flaws in IoT devices. Murdoch botnet leverages vulnerabilities in AVTECH and Huawei devices. Advice: regularly update IoT firmware and disable unused ports. Cybersecurity tip of the day: secure your IoT network. Botnets like Murdoch exploit vulnerable IoT devices. Ensure firmware is updated, change default credentials, and segment IoT devices on separate VLANs to limit exposure. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. We'll see you tomorrow with the latest in cybersecurity. If you need a penetration test, a vulnerability scan, a cybersecurity assessment, or want to discuss stealth virtual overlay networks and how they can reduce your threat vector by 95%, click the link in the description or on our profile and set up a 30-minute intro call.